Hello. How you doing? All right, we're back in. I can feel it. We're very close to finishing this. I really did. I was actually playing some of that right now, just before I logged in or turned on the stream. It's very addicting. It also kind of really helps you practice team fighting, really, for the battle royale mode. A receiver. Yes, it is. That's the one thing that I've. The one thing I want to like play with like an aggressive team so we can just run around and kill people in the battle royale mode. Ooh. Okay, restock the traps, the transceiver, we got the tape. We have to go. We go around this way? Oh, we totally can. That's true. I don't know, but I like it. I really like it when you win those early fights, you know? But it really can be a crapshoot on where you land and if you're the first one to a gun, you know? Or the first 4 loot piles you land on are it's like 6 shield batteries and a syringe.
The woman still had.
I think I gotta just. Let's go take the tape back. I guess my ideal situation would be landing adjacent to an enemy team, getting loaded up, and then pushing them. I do like that. Ooh. Smallest church in St. Sains?
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
Press your ear against the speaker.
It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in.
Oh. Add the narrator to all the voice actors and like 80% of it probably. Maybe 70. It's like a 70-30 split between the narrator and then the rest is like the storyline and the atmosphere. Or the narration or the voice acting. I mean, there's not really much gameplay to it, you know?
Telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. Perform it. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning.
Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this.
Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this, and you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like a million times. Yup, they're all here, all 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
Nothing can stop me now.
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand.
That just adds to the comedy.
The
Aslis.
lieutenant watches you pack up the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Perfect. Alright, well, we can sing karaoke now. Birds in the birch tree, barely audible. Glory to the ghosts of us. I guess I have to walk all the way around. Okay. Go through here? No? Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Washerwoman. Down here, the church should be up this way. Here we are. We got the jams for Egghead.
Good morning! Yeah! Hardcore!
Found this reel of a tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Ake's jam.
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B.
He clicks a switch and the tape starts spinning.
A hand on his ear. He listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
What do you mean?
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready? Wow! Here's that? The signs match perfectly! Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper!
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
You're right, it's uncanny how well it all goes together. Something else must be going on here.
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody, like a folk song? And you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam? That
cool.
would explain why it fits so well.
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez and just threw away part of his song because he thought it wasn't good enough?
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
Yeah.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well. Something mysterious is going on here.
I don't know. I agree with Egghead's incredible mixing skills.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits!
Interesting.
Bring up the volume!
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
What if we use that crazy sound assault from Suna's experiment, but contained, tamed, made it pulse?
Oh! Oh! But how?
What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
Pretty
But
ultra.
it could be hyper hardcore!
Ooh, interfacing godly. The audio onslaught can be tamed. Connect the dots. 20%.
Bzz, bzz, goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
Whereof one cannot speak, one ought to remain silent.
The young man bobs his head to the
Okay, so I have to pass a check to do that. I don't think I have any more interfacing skills. Or I'm wearing, I think, all of my interfacing boosting stuff. Reverse pain. Exceptions. +1 interfacing on those, but I already have +2 interfacing gloves. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, and I have 1 skill point. You know what? For Egghead, I will try it. Or 1 more level up on interfacing.
Good morning! Yeah!
42%.
Here's an idea. Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something that's only marginally different. It will yield a drastically different outcome.
Crank up the oscillator matrix.
Oscillator matrix? Where is that?
That's nowhere, I just made
The
it up.
large-headed youth gives you a sorely disappointed look, an innocent soul, unaccustomed to acts of wanton guile, a cruel joke to play on an earnest talk dork.
It was. I'm so sorry, Egghead. I didn't mean it. We get another skill point, we'll come back. Wait, we're gonna talk to her about the thing.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? Freight.
Oops. Okay. Oh shoot, I forgot. Forgot what I was doing last time with the antenna. Working transceiver. Oh wait, I have to buy that, don't I? Ossia. Big hit with the beat. Okay. Alright, running back over. Oh, and I have to buy that interfacer for 200 bucks. There's no way I can afford that. I guess we just gotta continue on with the case.
You don't have the gold?
Thanks for being here, Eslis. That was a very good soundbite to play. Everyone else, like Joffrey, just spams City Sucker over and over. You're not welcome. Alright, that's something about singing karaoke.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Art, I need to sing karaoke now.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man.
This is my way of apologizing for the trouble I've caused. Please let me say I'm sorry.
By causing more trouble, I think we're good.
Why do you even have a PA system if no one's going to use it?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
When was the last time you had a band play here?
It's not for bands, it's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not you.
I'm a real client, I've paid my bills, and I have the right to use the karaoke machine.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
It's alright, I have my own song with me.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
Time to do the damage. We're doing it in our sick outfit and everything.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Formidable drama roll. I'm ready, Gart. Hit play. Wait, look around the room first. Get some drama going.
There are some people out there, but mostly a post-meridian slumber has fallen on the premise. Not super lively. It would be wiser to perform in the evening, no? But the choice is yours.
I'm ready now. 2 in the afternoon karaoke, 72%.
The
Yes.
air is thick with anticipation. The tape clicks into the carousel, and then the music starts.
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Saint-San, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters, toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in that tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
Didn't realize his voice was the same as the reptilian brain.
Not bad.
Hey.
Yes, not bad at all.
Oh, thank you, ancient reptilian brain. No reply. There is silence now in the deep where the voice came from. It has receded into you, to return only in dreams and nightmares. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm gonna get back to work now.
Yes. I'm going to unplug the microphone, okay?
How'd you like it, Kim?
Yes?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do have to talk to Lena.
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
Her smile is weary. Her earlier ebullience has left her.
Ebullience.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest.
Okay.
I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Probably for the best. Awfully cold out there in those reeds.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
Oh, whoops, I actually skipped it. Such as fieldwork, a young person's game, as they say. Who's gonna check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
Alright.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Once more unto the breach, then. Take it on with undue optimism.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Oh.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Yeah, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
You've given up on the Phasmid.
I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. Everyone is now and then.
About what?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Hunching her shoulders now. She seems even smaller than she is. Like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian Phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You told me too.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
Well, you seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something?
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the Phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
That I am a queen? An extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Ooh. 83%. First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. I hope we can hit that one. Jeez.
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
Well, wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the Phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the Phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
That proves its existence. Wouldn't that just make you a bad cryptozoologist? I don't know. Normally when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Morel, I feel okay. Counts for something, no?
Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too.
She looks down at her legs. What's that? Whoa, what does that mean?
I was a paraplegic before we met.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know before I arrived. On our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
Thought for a second she was going to be all like, we've had our hard times too, and looks down at her legs. He abused me. Made me lose the use of my legs.
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Let's say nothing.
I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must go before I start crying and waste more of it. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
This poor old lady. You're not sure you made it up either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Well, you do that. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
Likewise, sweetie. Thank you for everything. Truly. Even though it turned out to be a...
That's true, Eslis, but I mean, this was like a sweet old couple. I didn't want, you know, let him believe it. I'll check the traps for him. It's not a big
A
deal.
waste of time. A dream. A lie. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The guest enters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's snowing.
Is that the sound of her wheelchair? Her wheelchair made that sound?
We should go too.
Does that mean I don't have to check the traps? I guess I don't. They're every color but green. But if we all agree together that they're green, doesn't that mean they're green? Everyone looks at it and points at it and says, those are green. So was then... No. But I meant everyone we can communicate with. What makes it a truth? Everybody believes the same thing, and there's nobody to prove otherwise. You know, it's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and it makes a sound, but nobody hears it. If we all know the same thing, or we all think we know the same thing, that make it true or a lie.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Chill. I'm the cool cop, remember?
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find out.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Cool, I'm satisfied with this explanation. I understand. So the vibration of the sound happens regardless, but if there's nobody there to perceive it one way or the other, then it wouldn't matter, right? Whoever perceives it partly makes it into what it is. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good enough explanation.
You're right. There's more.
There's more. More.
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glance it over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again.
That way you're looking over your shoulder, you're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What'd you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
That's true, Eslis, but wouldn't plants also perceive it in a different way? The plants wouldn't perceive it in the same way an insect does, or an animal, or another person.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
Yeah, it did. What happened there the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass.
Mm-hmm.
I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
That's, terrible.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Yeah, better not to mention it. Then what happened? I was right.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
A long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides. I also was kind of right. I feel like I guessed that correctly, sort of when we were investigating or doing the autopsy, that he was having sex and shot during it.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
Sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Okay.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
I just said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
Shooter had to be out here.
No,
What'd you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little.
Isn't that partly... Oh, what's that movie? Is it Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey? Isn't that what he experiences? Or that's sort of part of the premise, right?
He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Say nothing.
She pulls on the cigarette, looking up at the sky. Her hair ripples in the breeze as she stands there, silent.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Or we continue, who's Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Okay, what then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
Oh, no.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
And what'd you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What'd you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did.
All right, where's this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Yeah, would it come from the balcony over there? When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
This woman, it's a Clausia, Miss Orania disco dancer.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Why would I ask, did you kill Ellie? She didn't. Why'd you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but you're not.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days.
Yeah.
I could hear the thud. Thud.
I was curious
So I
about that as
called you.
well.
I
mean,
hope
even
with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
even for a little shit like Kuno, like, can you really be that entertained throwing stones at a dead body for 3 days straight?
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Orania.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lewes County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewes conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lewskop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Sure, there are people who've done much worse than that.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just C-suite.
Yeah.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
Yeah, it's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
I don't either.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
The people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe it did?
I just don't know. I don't know anything.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
I think we're done for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. Multiface, I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on the post? You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her.
Love that did him in. Semen sample avoidance. Discuss secret routes. 72%. Do we hit it?
Who?
We do.
What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Let me see. Your real name isn't Claudia Amandu.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good. You can tell me the truth.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Is the hidden passport bullshit too?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds.
Hey, Dapper.
It just doesn't say Claudia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Anouk.
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
I'm not gonna do it.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this. As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate.
Looks like love did him in after all.
She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her.
Say nothing.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real.
I don't know, Dapper. I don't know how, like hours-wise, how much I got left.
Easier that way.
Was it real?
I don't know.
It killed him.
Or was it communism that killed him and love that did him in?
I'm gonna finish this thought. I'm not gonna torture this poor woman anymore. It is. I wanted to play a little bit of Resident Evil today, too. Because I have to wake up very early tomorrow for some family stuff.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
58%. We hit it.
A vague sense of disappointment fills you. The glass shimmers as if taunting you with its secrets. You get the feeling this room would tell you something crucial if you only knew how to listen.
Say nothing.
The window stands mute in the frame. The wind picks up outside.
And what am I at? 69 experience points. Nice. Let me check my visual calculus. Oh, I'm at -1 for my visual calculus, and I tried that roll. What? +1 visual calculus on those.
This window.
Arno Van Eyck +1. Ooh. I'm gonna try this one again. If we get another level, we'll go back and retry the egghead one.
This window is pristine on the
92%.
inside, golden
Yeah,
light
there we go.
melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes,
Ooh.
a man and a woman on the single bed.
Sexy time. What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot came from?
72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition. A Belma-grave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
Yeah, but she didn't really hear the powder, and if it's an antique military weapon, I'd assume it made more noise.
The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies.
There have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Yes.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
No way was he sniped from any of these. That's way too far away. I was just thinking like a good vantage point from an apartment across from here. This roof is small. She wouldn't have heard the shot, or she said she didn't hear the shot. And there's a huge apartment complex right here, a balcony. The doomed commercial areas. I'm gonna expect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Let's go down the B primes.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Okay.
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
The islet.
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
What's that, Eslis? Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Say B prime the boardwalk, B double prime Land's End, B triple prime the islet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, We should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
Yeah. Right, hidden path, recent. I think he's got that figured out. Change of trajectory due to the curvature of the Earth. I never even thought about that. Being so far away that the Earth is curved. All right, Senor, where's Ruby Tuesdays?
It's you again. What is it?
Very long distances. Well, I mean, the Earth is flat anyway, so.
Why?
Need to talk to Ruby. Right, doesn't that portal just take you through two sides of the Earth? She's your real leader.
You're cuckoo, cop.
Where to?
I'm the only man responsible for this unit. Get with it, or fuck off.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off.
Stop touching me!
Your voice is ambrosia.
I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're
I don't
not.
know, man. We just gotta talk.
Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. Found the key in the Union box. Saw the winch outside. Staged like a play. Reconstructed the murder scene. Found the antique rifle. +3 for the secret route found. 92% on this bad boy.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
Because she was here, all night, with us.
All night long. Oh, due to the rotation of the Earth. I gotcha.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 12:25 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Kim, I think you made a slip up there, bud. 12:25 to 12:15 is what he said, but the text says 11:30 to 12:15. She was here during all that time.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
You didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke?
No.
In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out, too. She has a complex operation to run from her lorry. She's a busy girl. Always has been.
This complex operation is probably something illegal.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
I don't know, man. Cook leaves at 2. Gart's busy running a bar. Sneak back through there. And she hides it out there for easy reach. So she's sitting at the... Let's see if I can get this before the game gives it to me. Key's hidden out in the bushes for easy reach. None of them ever noticed it. But she could be hanging out in here with them. Grab the key. Cook leaves it 2. Sneak through the kitchen. Up through the secret passage. Off him through the window. Come back down. Stash the weapon to go get it later. Come back down. No one's the wiser.
He's been through it. That means he's suspected her too. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
A skilled Sambo artist could have climbed up the outer wall like a spider. There you go. There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
How?
Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
There's a dumbwaiter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
I wouldn't take Angus, buddy.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
We firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that. And Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
Let's see. Other than the antique rifle, there are weapons like this just laying around in Martinez.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there, with others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
Analyze the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
Wait, did he say you don't have big guns? You just showed him a breech-loading gun.
See, yeah. I just showed you a breech loader that any child could have.
A broken old broomstick is what you showed me. But point taken.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet.
This is the bullet that did it. 4.46 millimeter. The Belle McGrave uses the same caliber.
The blonde man looks at the mushroomed Deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
"Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4 millimeter too."
4mm too.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
And I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
All right. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit curious about some things myself.
T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
That's true. However, my understanding is that this game was not narrated or not voice acted or very sparingly voice acted until its most recent update in March. That was something they added much later.
The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She'd have just been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it?
That's true, Eslis.
You went along, but she suggested it.
I really do think it adds something. This narrator is very good.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Yeah, she did, very quickly. She immediately knew to draw him, put him up, and hang him for lividity.
Really, Shanks? Closio wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
No, you
Time
couldn't.
for a logics demonstration.
All right, Shanky, let's assume you killed him.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely.
Oops, sorry.
And she skipped town.
Bump the mic.
This is
My
good.
bad. I just have to see it. Things don't add up and we need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Ugh. You guys ever been around somebody who dips in real life? Chewing tobacco in their lip? Kind of rough.
This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want.
Also, it says this is the only option he cares for. That was another it's only opinion he cares for.
I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
What is that? Snus? I only know it as dipping. Is that what you call it? Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Oh, it's common around there? Interesting. I wouldn't say it's super common around here, but it's definitely not unheard of, you know? When'd she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
Any clues where she went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Was that locked lorry suspect vehicle?
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al, and we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her?
Was she in that bunker?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
You're all here. Who's out looking?
Lizzie needed some air.
So she didn't go tell Everard.
No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know. Fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
She's been playing me this whole time, that gardener, from day one.
Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there.
Step up.
One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man.
It's not the... what was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me personally?
Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Hell yeah.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
And a hole in his heart.
Why not? You look about ready to do something pretty crazy because some bird fucked you over.
Don't forget the funny tie, too.
How can I forget?
You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under 1 billion stars.
Yes.
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
What else she tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop.
Won't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they're all empty, just move onto the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Anything else? Anything?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Pete. But she was too scared.
It's not much, but it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
It'll have to.
Shake it.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
I don't know. Titus should not be a cop, but he has respect for the game, you know? Just think that.
No, he already is a sergeant. That's what you're feeling. He just wasn't sure what you are.
And he's a cop in his own clique. put my other glasses on, my big fatties. Check Land's End for bullet traces. Check the boardwalk and the island. Ask the Fisher folks. We can go back and try Egghead's jam again. What's that? Thing down there. Musty smell of a potato cellar in the spring emanates from the air vent. I think he did, though. On the cover stands a muscular man surrounded by flames. Ben from Hjelmdal, the wildfire. Book you don't really understand. It takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Iguania. Clicking all those so I can get experience. 74 experience. Up to this fence, why?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Acknowledge it, but he doesn't respect it. Are you talking about Titus?
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front
see
of
that,
the whirling
not respecting that way of
rags.
doing it.
This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again?
Because I did it. What happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
This is where I started off with my motor carriage before sinking it in the sea.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
This is where I started off with my motor carriage before sinking it in the sea. Well, I already said that. I think I got it. That's fun. See, like, this is what I'm talking about. He couldn't have been... Check it out. What if they shot from, like, here? Gotten up on the Doom commercial area. Kuno's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Why?
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't fucking care.
God damn it, Kuno. Alright. Go down to the coast. Down by the beach, man. Wait a minute. Can I take another look at this lorry back here? Finds this one. 3T's, how idiomatic. Is there anything left for this
A
one?
lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows, fumes of heavy...
Nothing. Wait, fumes of heavy...
A lorry the window, fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The back
seats,
the driver,
stickers.
a large
No, this is probably his. I think we figured that out already. Me and Kim Kitsuragi on the case. I wonder if, what's his name has, couldn't come from here, the trees block the way. As if I'm just searching, I can just search around for that. This lady actually seems to know a lot. Let me ask her.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What's it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Another 8%, rank 5, suggestion, attempt at a date.
You think she really needs more of that after a man died
Holy
at
shit.
sea?
What do I do then?
What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober?
I'm listening.
Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
I'm a drunk, don't know if you noticed, so I usually ask people to drink with me.
I have, and I don't really.
This time, though, I thought I'd ask you for a walk. How about Lillian walk with me?
Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator.
I am. That's why you should definitely agree.
Where would this walk take us, officer?
It's a nice view on the beach I found. Land's End.
Officer, I thought we had a walk of our own in mind. One that results in a solved murder investigation.
Oh no. You come with us. Seriously, I insist. You need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking. That's it. Understood?
Got it.
Having the lieutenant along is a fail-safe measure against any possible funny business.
Smile and nod.
I guess I can come along for a quick stroll. I mean, if the man insists, of course.
Oh, this game is full of fancy words.
I'm really sorry.
I do, yes. Stroll on the beach sounds nice, doesn't it? All right, I'll see the kids haven't killed each other and we'll meet at Land's End in 15 minutes?
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
Okay. Down, nice little date. Here it Land's End in 15 minutes. Northern tip of the peninsula. Okay. Well. Who's this? This is the lady.
The woman is tying a complicated nautical knot around the post.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
So how do you like it around here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze toward the village. Slush melting on the cinder blocks. Construction work left half finished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
Ugh.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
Let's see. Well, I don't. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head. I wouldn't want to say any of these. You're right to be scared. This is all your fault. You're in no danger. The working class have no idea what's happening to them. Try not to be scared. This is just how the real city looks. This place is doomed either way.
She could easily just...
It's early spring, and the rains are coming. An officer enters a low hut of stone and wood. Inside, weapons are piled against the walls. Rifles with splintering stocks, and swords, tens, if not hundreds. They're antiques, says Lieutenant John, the archetype McCoy, to his partner. They're digging them up from the catacombs now, fixing them. Old caches from the revolution. The children carry them up. Come May, the streets will be flooded. Outside, the wind rattles the loose hatches, flooded with cheap weapons in angry hands.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
Island?
No, they're in Celindian, Isla.
No, you haven't told me that.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
45% is around where I operate. Things are getting better, though.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me now.
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you.
This story, she will tell it only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Okay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit.
Okay.
More lessons in basic reality?
Ooh,
My favorite part of the
97%.
day.
Jamais vu
Go
thought
ahead,
complete.
ask me anything.
I will come
Glad
back
to
to
have
her.
been of assistance.
Definitely gonna come back to her. Just didn't want to be late for my date. We're like 3 minutes away. I go to the very tip of the peninsula. How do I get there? Or remember which tip it is. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
In there.
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Yell ho into the slit.
There's no echo and no answer.
Can you see if your eyes are closed? Yes, sometimes. Have you ever like kind of light on your eyes? You definitely see. Have any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol's sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
Alright, tip of the peninsula. I see what you're saying, Eslis.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Would this structure have been used to take the shot?
From here to the Whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Yep. Alright, it's been exactly 15 minutes. Gotta make sure we make it there. I'm not talking to anybody until we get there. Yeah, aren't you guys both from Finland? Did I mix that up?
Is there something here that would indicate a a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot. Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Let's look over.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
Can't get out of this. The assailant climbed. What cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
Still, you felt it was important enough to make a mental note. That means something. You didn't pay attention to any of the other cigarette butts on the coast.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out biddable prime, was it?
Yeah, maybe he climbed the comms tower.
It's not possible to climb that ladder.
I didn't think so.
And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either.
Finish the thought. Let's see as this lands in. Yeah, look, she's right there. Hey, baby.
The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled, wild. She brushes a few stray locks from her eyes, and only then spots you approaching.
Aye, so here you are. I'm a bit surprised we're alone. It's mid-noon and the sun is out. I expected more drunks and teenagers. And drunk teenagers. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
Why though? We can make it happen.
Across the rusty water, that's La Delta, the financial district. In the mist-covered distance, towers rise as a rebuke to the poverty of this coast.
Seems surprised that I made it.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments.
Just trying to be a responsible grown-up.
So this is what this is. Responsible. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you'll have a revelation and crack whatever you're on.
Yeah, this is a good influence on me.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
Her laughter is throaty and warm. It rhymes with the sunlit waves and the cries of the gulls. She nods to you, a playful glint in her eyes. As she turns to face the sun, reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay, you cannot help following her steady gaze. You should say something, anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing.
You know, a past incarnation of myself called himself Tequila Sunset. I wonder what that is.
It's a common Revacholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Uncomfortable shuffle of nylon.
It's too morbid.
So, now that you know, you keeping the name?
Well, lately I've been going by Detective Cousteau.
Well then, Detective Cousteau.
The sun reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay is mesmerizing. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperance flowing into the bay.
Isn't it strange for this all powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us. You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
Same here, Eslis. And that is sad, Dapper.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly impervious to the sheen cast over everything else, shaking you out of your reverie. The sun does little for the dead, and those hopelessly lost in their own minds. Or people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water.
I'm just gonna enjoy the view.
There's salt in the air, and the cries of the gulls and the skuas, grit of the sand and the green glint of broken bottles. But still your gaze always returns to the dazzling streaks of light, wherever they may be reflected, their opulence.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be?
Well, something's got to be on our side.
I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team.
Heroic roll for conceptualization. Ooh, 3 roll. Say something about the sun. Shut up about the sun. Shut up about the sun. 28%. I mean, we rolled an 8% to get on this date. Can we keep those dice rolling?
Say
No.
what?
Can't.
Something interesting? Impossible.
Please, this is important.
She turns her head, and the plastic fishhooks rattle in her ears. Nothing shear-worthy takes place in your head.
Oh.
Relax. This was still good.
Something was very pretty. I'm sorry I don't have anything to add.
Thank you. Out there on the other planet, the sea, you start seeing things in a strange light. I'm glad I got to share it. You know, the wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but...
Takes her sword out of the scabbard. The blade reflects the sunlight, a dark orange.
Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things.
Sure you
I've
don't
no
need
use
it?
for it anymore. No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me.
The lieutenant looks at the sword with distrust in his eyes. Do not bring it into a gunfight, he thinks. Please understand, it's merely ceremonial.
Think we can do this again sometime?
Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
I'll doubt it.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
Understood. Thanks for coming on this walk with me.
Farewell.
As she walks off, the wind picks up, and the light from the sun seems to fade. The crumbling silhouette of failed electrical R&D towers in the distance, beckoning.
I hope this has been refreshing for you, Detective. Let's return to our search with a fresh pair of eyes.
Nice. What can I do with my sword, though? Equip this to impress yourself. Hell yeah, brother. See, I think I lose points though if I'm holding something. +1 suggestion. Yeah, I get +1 suggestion if I'm don't have anything in my hands, so that on my hands. Super Cooper. Alright, check the boardwalk and the island. I check this trap.
Just dead and dying locusts, and the slow swaying of surrounding reeds. Poor things.
Aww. boardwalk and the island. Let's check on old, put one more point into interfacing. +2 interfacing. See if we can help Egghead again. Yeah, it's the party.
Good morning! Yeah! Hardcore!
58%, come on, baby.
Here's an idea.
Come on.
Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something.
Oscillator matrix? Where is that?
The large and innocent, a cruel joke to play on an earnest talk.
I'm gonna save scum this one. I haven't really done that too much in this game, but I want to see this. I want to see this through with Egghead. I committed the point. I'm committing to it.
Good morning! Yeah!
Side chain
Here we
the
go.
beat.
Side chain? What does it even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Okay, Egg, you need to start sidechaining it.
Sidechaining it, you said?
He turns down the music, his hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Just wait and see.
Are you ready, pussy?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Thumbs up.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty! This is life!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together, it's unnatural.
We have tamed the sound, made it our own.
God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
Who will be the innocence of hardcore anodic dance music?
Pump it. Pump. Yes, because music can be part of a physical response. That's what I believe anyway. Also, this girl has red hair with boyish looks. Is this Ruby? Or is it not Ruby?
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, She stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
Okay.
I really wanted to say, thanks for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
That must be why I'm so hot every time I wake up. You seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
Teenagers skulking around. Gang members looking for a hole in the Union's defenses. Maybe Ruby too. But she wouldn't be able to tell from here.
Yeah, maybe. Getting what we're trying to do here, this doesn't look like a good sign. Alright, I mean, that's good. No neighbors complain about the noise when you get the club going.
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
Overwhelmingly fun dance party. That is my... I don't think there are any other of the side tasks, side cases that I was super interested in. I think that was the last one. I did want to sing karaoke. I wanted to help Egghead as much as I could, obviously. Responsibility, not really a big thing. The boardwalk is what we gotta do. Check the boardwalk. Down on the boardwalk. We'll be having some fun down on the boardwalk. Long way down to your death from here, 20 meters at least. Anything in this trash?
There's some tear. An empty
No signs here. It's still snowing where you are, Eslis? It's May. Are you telling me the weather is not exactly the same all over the world as it is where I'm living? Do you have to do a lot of maintenance, like on where you live for the snow? To like snow shovel every day and I don't know, insulate your pipes or something? I seen a red-haired woman around here.
Hello again.
Looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
You've been standing here for 4 flippin' days, my dude.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off.
Northern Norway spring starts in May and ends the first week of June. 20% car battery, one energy station. Holy shit, Dapper. I don't think I've ever seen an energy station around here.
He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Okay. That's hilarious. You just reminded me that it's the future. This trap's dead.
A few locusts trudge along the poor things.
A phasmid. Can we get to the island from here? I think I've been to the island once. The workplace is communal. What does that mean? Aren't all workplaces communal?
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasmid anywhere. Poor things.
Still can't do this check.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from unable to piece the scattering.
Checks. Door building a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Oh, part of the government. I got you.
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the art.
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
I try to get in though?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Jamie, think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Where on the boardwalk then could search for bullet traces? I gotcha. Well, that's pretty cool that you're getting to test them out. Let's go ask those drunks. Funny.
Tequila Sunset.
Seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
What about Abigail?
Time to pull, Abigail.
Seen any women around here?
Abigail. Don't call.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Hey, I got experience for it. But you, bud.
The legend!
He's back. And firstly, I got smokes.
Okay, fine. What about the washerwoman?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
You seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
Oh, but you know who I'm talking about? I did. I have forgotten. I forgot she was blind.
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
It's like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Yeah.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
Let's search it.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon?
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, boing, 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 boing.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why was there a bullet
What
under the
can I
floorboards of
help
your shack?
you with? Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented a room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What's she like?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
One bullet for herself.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
The world.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Well, where'd she go then?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
No problem, Dapper. Enjoy. I hope you have a good one. Have a good one, my dude.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The felled electric neuron. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
Okay.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Huh. Interesting. Ruby left the village and went up the coast.
Interesting.
And I do have to check for more traces. But okay, I think this is a good spot to save. I think this is telling me we finish Disco Elysium tomorrow. I wanted to play a little bit of Resident Evil before I had to end the stream, so that's what I'm going to switch over and do. So if you're just here for Disco Elysium, check back tomorrow and we will more than likely finish this game.